Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman in the house, and of course another great day in the office. Another day closer to Pulsechain. Another day closer, and of course I've still seen quite a few people out there saying 2 more weeks, 2 more months, things like that. It's pretty funny. I even see people saying it to other project teams that are going to be on Pulsechain. They do an announcement. They go, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, and then the devs respond. I think that's pretty funny. They give dates. They get pressured. 2 more weeks. That's pretty funny. Hey, welcome everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. Hit the like button and definitely hit the bell button. And if I said the bell button twice, sorry about that. I said the like button twice. Definitely get into it, folks. And of course, if you're watching this video after the live stream, get your comments in. I will respond to those as well. If you haven't joined our Discord, join our Discord. Links in the video description also. And we have a bit of fun today. Richard Hart, a Prada funk rap, I've called it. Richard Hart's a Prada funk rap. And we're going to listen to that in a second. We're also obviously going to talk everything Hex and Pulsechain. And this is the way it goes. So we're going to be doing an update, obviously, on the stock market. See some the economy as well. Crypto, of course. A bit of Elon Musk. Of course, the Hex ecosystem charts. We're going to talk about those. And of course, touch on some of the more popular projects that like Pulse Bitcoin, BNB Pot, and of course the Hex Daily Stats. We're going to get into all that, so stay tuned. It's all coming down the line there. All right, so cool. Let's see who's in the house before we get into it. We're going to play the old rap too from Richard Hart. So that's our first thing. We've got a little poll coming up for that too. We've got Tail 7 in the house there. Superman will fly to the moon. Absolutely fly me to the moon. That's the one. And of course, Brenton says it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. That does sound familiar. That sounds very familiar, that quote there, Brennan. Are you quoting somebody? Who could you be quoting? I'm not sure. Hey, g'day, Superman says, check my pulse. Good to see you. Life's Beneath in the house as well. How are you today? Very good. Life's Beneath, always a pleasure. And of course, hello all. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the 100%. This is a pretty much a maxi Richard Hart channel, of course. It's called Hex Token after all. But of course, that is where most of we suggest, suggestion, not investment advice, that most of your crypto goes, because Richard Hart's products are the golden. We do talk about other projects, of course, because Richard Hart is forking Ethereum after all. And of course, we're going to have over 550,000 tokens coming, ERC20 tokens coming over to Pulsechain. So we're going to be welcoming a lot of people from different communities into the house. So I did see that if you see a lot of content creators in the Pulsechain Hex ecosystem talking about other projects, it's just because of that precise thing. The Pulsechain is coming. And of course, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we welcome everybody on board. We're going to be taking over crypto, folks, on Pulsechain. It's going to be a big deal. Wookie's in the house there, and Island do not go together. Woohoo, says Wookie. Hey, we're good to see Wookie in the house there. We've got Jack X as well. Can we go over 5.5 cents? That's kind of the key mark there on the Hex price. We'll talk about that a bit later. At 5.5, pretty important number there. Well pointed out there by Jack X. Sandy Beach as well with the Sandy Beaches. We've got Shane O in the house. Good to see Shane O as always. Killing it on social media as always. And D Daly, this. Do you think Meta will rebound? I might buy it once it drops a little lower. Haha, says D Daly. Yeah, probably. D Daly, probably. Yeah, the big Meta correction. Was a 25% correction on Meta. We're going to talk about that soon. Hello, Hex Token. Everybody says Sandy Beach. We got a couple other people on as well. Sam, Hex, and SB. Hello, all. Good to see you, Sam. Glad that you can make it and catch up later. Sam just pops in. Sam just pops in all the time and just says, I'm in now. I'll catch you later or watch you later. It's always a pleasure, Sam. We appreciate your support. And of course, what else there? We've got KD. Hey, hello, all. Good to see you, KD. We will find out who I'm quoting, says Brennan. Yeah, I guess we will. All right, so PSI in the house there. Word down. Was it word down? Everybody in New Zealand adjusted, says PSI. Yeah. Abit is in the house as well. Good to see Abit. What's up, everybody? A pleasure as always. And Sandy Beach, please like and retweet my tweet for Dipcatcher interviewing Hex Token, says Sandy Beach. Oh, nice one. I didn't even think about that. I haven't even seen that one, Sandy, so I might have to check that one out. Excited to be on stream with you on Sunday, says Abit Hex. Hey, look at that. Wow, we got some breaking news in the chat there. Abit Hex on the stream on Sunday, so looking forward to that too. Wow. There we are. There was a surprise right there in the chat there. Wow. Okay, cool. Hey, let's get, before we get into stock market news, we're going to look at the video of Richard Hart's funk rap. And of course, I got a poll. Here as well. Oh, what's happened to my poll? I think my poll's disappeared. Oh, my poll has disappeared. How about that? That's unfortunate. Must have done something there. Oh, wow. Let me just write my poll up here. I lost my poll. It just disappeared. Minister. What's the second one? Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to shorten my poll because I wrote a lot more words on it. That's just the way it goes. All right, so here is the poll. We've got to get that ready, and let's play the video. So if you guys have been waiting for it, here we are, folks. Richard Hart, and of course, let's go. Bam.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
All right, so that was the video, folks. That's the video. Now I'm going to put the poll out, folks. Get in there, and let's see how much people like that video. That was pretty fun. I thought it was fun, so you get in there. How much do you like the Richard Hart funk rap? It's a banger. Love it. Really good. I like it. And, of course, it's all right. It's all right. Hold my beer. So get in there, folks. We'll see how many people like that. I'm going to play it one more time. Let's go. While people are doing the poll, we're going to run this poll very short.
Everybody, Richard Hart here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
All right, so there we are, folks. That's the poll. We're going to leave that poll open for, I don't know, a couple more minutes, 5 minutes. It's only 1 minute, so we're going to leave it 5 minutes. Get in there and vote for that. In the meantime, we're going to get into the stock market. Let's go. We've got a couple more comments, though. We got Richard in the house there. Hey, guys, good to see you, Richard. Fist pump suit man. Yeah. Sandy Beach has posted the tweet there. Let's get Hex Token interviewed by Dipcatcher. That's Sandy Beach there with the retweet, so definitely get out there and retweet that out. Katie in the house as well, laughing at that one. Yeah, it's pretty funny, that's for sure. Andrew says, I was watching the video this morning when I woke up. It was on my Twitter feed. Love it. Wish there was more like it, says Andrew. That's true. So nice to see the fun entertainment content, that's for sure. Brendan's dancing. Sandy Beach has got the music up as well. Banger. Yeah. Little Bubble has had Hex bags for quite some time now, says MD Corner. Nice. And Rookie in as well with the dance music. Love it. All right, let's get in there, folks. We're going to keep that open for a little bit. Okay, so let's get to the stock market. The Dow climbs as Caterpillar, a Boeing rally offset a Meta meltdown. There's the old Meta meltdown. Someone else asked in the chat there earlier. And, of course, that's a big deal. These big tech companies, that's a big deal. Love them, hate them. And, of course, this is the way it goes. This is where we got here. We got the Dow Jones, the top industrials, the top 30 industrials. And that actually ended up 0.6%. up 194 points to 32,000, looking pretty good there for the industrials. S&P 500 down 0.6%, the opposite, 23 points down to 3,807. The Nasdaq, with all the tech companies in it, is down 1.63%. Obviously, that Meta must have really smashed it as well, down 178 points to 10,792. The US dollar index there is up 0.8%, and of course up to 110 as the current index there. Let's jump to the commodities. We've got Brent oil there at up 6 cents there, up to $94.72, and West Texas there down 50 cents there to 88.56. The gold at the moment is 16.66. That is up $1.35, and silver, of course, is up at $19.52, up at 3 cents there. That's pretty much it for the moment. So let's get into the commentary. The Dow closed higher Thursday as a rally in Caterpillar and Boeing cushioned the rout in tech after Meta delivered disappointing quarterly results. And of course, the Meta platforms fell nearly 25% after reporting third quarter results that missed on the bottom line and were an absolute train wreck, Webbush said in the note. That's terrible. That's really bad. The results reflect the pervasive digital advertising doldrum ahead for Zuckerberg and co. as they make the risky and head-scratching bet on the metaverse. And we talked about that yesterday. Remember, they lost a lot of money doing that, $600 million above their expectation of losing money. It was pretty billions of dollars there. I think I can't remember the exact amount. Something like 3.5 billion. Was it? 3.5 billion or something like that. Meta results arrived just a day after Alphabet and Microsoft reported overwhelming quarterly results. You got to remember, a lot of these FANG stocks that we're talking about, they pretty much they make up a lot of the stock market, and they do make up a lot of the rally. So it's a really big deal when these ones sort of get hit a bit. So Alphabet and Microsoft reported underwhelming quarterly results. Apple and Amazon closed the curtain on big tech earnings this week with reports after market closes. So that's Apple and Amazon coming up. The Caterpillar there, however, provided plenty of optimism for investors after reporting better than expected quarterly results as price hikes and higher sales volume boosted the heavy equipment company's growth. So that was kind of jumping through there. Just going to jump through some of these. The energy stocks were driven more than 1% higher by rising oil prices. And on the economic front, and this is probably the big lead in here, is on the economic front. Meanwhile, the U.S. economy rebounded in the third quarter. Remember, we had 2 negative quarters of negative growth. And of course, we ended up getting in a technical recession, not an official recession, but a technical recession. And of course, growing at a 2.6% annualized rate, driven by a jump in exports, though it is unlikely to persist given the stronger dollar. And that's probably a fair call, with some calling a 90% chance of recession in 2023. So that's kind of the outlook for 2023. And of course, we have Federal Reserves that don't really know what they're doing too well either. With the Fed hiking interest rates aggressively, RBC expects GDP growth to slow in Q4 and a recession to follow in next year. And I think that's pretty much on the money there. So, pretty high percentage chance of a recession now. And of course, even though we've got a nice little rebound, celebrate it for the moment. But of course, I think we're going to have that recession come to next year. Treasury yields, however, continued their retreat from recent highs, with the 10-year Treasury yield slipping below 4% as investors continue to bet that the Fed is closing in on peak level rates. We hope so. We hope so, right? Over the last six hiking cycles, bond yields have typically peaked on a couple of months before the peak in the Fed's fund rates itself. We are therefore likely nearing peak in yields, which we expect to be around 4% at the end of the year. So that's even softer than my 4.5 that I was talking about, right? So imagine that. That'd be better off for everybody. So we're going to have a quick look, zoom in on some of the rates there. So on trading economics here, we're going to check out the current, that 2.6% GDP growth rate that we just saw come out. And of course, we had those two negatives, a negative 0.6 last time and a negative 1.6. And of course, those 2 quarters there was a technical recession, right? So we already had that back here too in 2020. And now we've seen that here. So 2.6%, pretty nice. We do have core inflation still, moving higher. So that's still, inflation is still an issue. But we probably can expect the inflation rate. Remember last time it came in at 8.2%. We can likely expect that to soften a little bit there leading up. Now we got that number coming up. Was it the 10th of November, somewhere like that? I'm going to look at that on a chart when we get to crypto. So that's kind of the GDP number there. Now, if we jump over to, I think, another important metric, which the Fed's not really looking at too much, is the money supply. And of course, we're going to have a look at the M2 money supply. This kind of includes everything. And we can see that since the beginning of January, this has been easing off. Look at the acceleration of monetary supply. Great for assets, right? Great for stock market. Great for crypto. Just expanding this monetary supply too fast, though. Too fast since 2020. And of course, beautiful for asset bubbles, though. People are saying, I got rich out of this. That's not too fast. Well, it's pretty fast, right? But now what we're seeing is the M2 money supply. This is easing off, right? This is easing off. And this is probably not the best for markets. They should probably at least have a slightly, they could slow down the growth here that we've had, which is probably 3 times as fast as they needed, and just move to a percentage increase instead. But this is actually just leveling off and actually decreasing here as well. So this is actually not great, keeping a bit of that money supply. Now, the Fed doesn't really see monetary supply. They're really fiscal orientated, and they're really not good at what they do either as well. And of course, this is where they are at the moment. But this is not particularly great for the GDP. So this is more ensuring that we're going to have that hard recession rather than a softer recession or growth even. Growth, not having higher interest rates, but recession not completely inevitable from some people's point of view. Particularly one of those point of views is keeping the monetary supply maybe growing at 5-10% as opposed to being reduced here. On top of that, of course, we've got the central bank balance sheet. This is also easing off, which is contributing to the M2 as well. And this is easing off as well. So that tightening, that quantitative tightening there, easing off here as well. They're not playing their part, either. So they could influence that if they wanted to. That's kind of some of the highlights there. So definitely it looks like a very good chance 2023 recession. And of course, but with somewhat easing inflation towards the end of the year and into 2023, we'll probably see that too. Maybe get down to, 6%, something like that. So that's kind of where this looks at the stage. Let's jump over to crypto, though. And before we do that, though, we're going to hit into the poll. We've got 9 minutes. I went for 10 minutes here. So we've got 25 votes. Let's end the poll and see what the results are at the moment on this poll. And just jumping through here. How much do you like the Richard Hart funk rap? It's a banger. Love it. 50%. So that's a pretty good result. I just put this poll out for fun, though. This is just a fun poll. It's all right. I hold my beer 30%. So, got smashed on the other end there. And I like it 11% and really good 7%. So let's add up all the positive stuff. Let's say 60, 61, 68. So yeah, 2 and 3 people liked it. 1 and 3 people say, or 3 and 10 didn't. That's kind of where we're at this stage. But I thought it was pretty fun, pretty clever. A nice little edit of Richard Hart's Prada outfit and video there, and had a nice good beat. So pretty nice little short video there from my point of view. All right, so cool. Let's get into the markets. BTC just down, bounce. Remember we said if it gets closer to 21K, which is kind of it, right? It's a little bit of a worry, right? A little bit of a worry. So 20,346, down 2.3%. And of course, this is do we hit 21 and we're down now? Are we going to go down? Remember that trader that I really like called Capo, and of course said it would hit 21 and then go for by the time we get into middle of November, we'd get down to that 14K level, maybe even 11K and pray, but probably 14K. And maybe the Fed's pivot on Tuesday next week. The second is going to be one of the key catalysts for that. So we already hit it with the 21K. It's already bounced down 2.3%, and we've got ETH here at 1,500 down 3.3. So was this the big hurrah? And of course, down we go. We've got the BNB at $288. The standout, of course, is Dogecoin. Dogecoin up 7.65%, and of course, Elon Musk with Twitter buyout, and of course, Elon Musk putting a letter out of why he bought Twitter. And basically, just help humanity. He loves humanity, and of course, he wants freedom of speech. He wants a court place where everybody can talk, not where one side doesn't decide what is truth, which is the leftist nutters that we all talk about on this channel. Yeah. All right, so let's jump over to the Hex ecosystem and check that out as well. Let's have a look at the Hex price here. So Hex, this is where we are at the stage. Obviously, man, what a great time that was. We had a nice little price rally plus a liquidity reset. We got that magic card playing out, and of course we may see more of that in the future, but at the moment, of course, based on the last 5 days, we got those green candles. We got a 60% pump in Hex and a liquidity reset. That's pretty cool. I should have pulled up the liquidity today, but I haven't pulled it up, so my bad. But of course, with these big pumps, inevitably you're going to have some selling, right? Some selling coming in, and away we go. So we got up to just 5 cents, pretty much 4.999. So basically 5 cents, say 5 cents, and we're down at the moment, down 15%, and we're currently the price of Hex is at 4.2 cents here. Now, obviously, we've got a lot of big things building on the economic commentary that we had at the beginning of the video. We've got the Fed rate hike coming up here, the 2nd of November, 2nd of November. And of course, this is only a few days away. We are currently only 5 days away, say, and that's coming up. That's we're expecting 75 basis point rise, probably the last big rise. Is probably what we're expecting there. And then, of course, we have another one coming up here that we have the inflation coming up here on the 10th of November. So that's the other big thing. Will that be softer? Remember, we had 8.2% in September. What will October be? Will that be softer? Maybe somewhere between 6 and 8%, probably on the top end of that. Maybe 7.5 to 8%. We'll see. And of course, we still have some, core inflation factors driving as well. Core inflation, not rather than normal inflation or headline inflation, as people like to call it, which headline inflation includes, energy and food prices, things like that. So cool. That's kind of where we are at the moment. So those are the big events coming up there, and these are non-trivial, right? These are important things as we move from cheap money to more expensive money. This is kind of where we are. Now, the thing is, we've got this Fed rate hike, the last one for the year on the 14th of December. Will that be soft? Will that be 50 basis points? Could it even be lower, 25 at the moment? We will see, but I really don't see it being more than 50 basis points. Will we end up with 4% or 4.5 federal fund rate? I kind of feel like we're going to end up at 4.5, even though that commentary by the other person said 4% by the end of the year. I still think that that 4.5 is definitely a possibility. But we'll be looking at this inflation number coming out with a better idea of what the December one will be when we get this inflation number coming out in November the 10th. So if that's a bit softer, that might bode well for a softer Fed rate hike there as well. The other thing, of course, expecting 75 basis points, but we'll see whether that occurs as well. That's kind of where we're at the moment. So very important next week. We could have quite a red week next week in terms of the market. So just take that into account and so forth. So now obviously we've got the Hex HSI auctions coming up for Hedron on the 13th. So that's a few days away as well. So I think we're still, how many days? Still 15, 16 days away from that, 16 days. So it's still a good 2 weeks out. So we'll see how the market reacts to that. Obviously, Hedron has not fired. In fact, Hedron's dribbled down the other way. We'll look at that in the Hedron chart. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. Now, key mark for Hex, of course, and given all the economic indicators coming up, and these are very important at the moment, is this 5.5 cents. So this last top here, 5.5. So it'd be nice if we can get over that. That'd be so good if we can get over 5.5 cents. But of course, we're entering next week, which could be quite rocky. But once we get past the 7.5 basis points, I think we've got a little bit of a reprieve there. And then, of course, the 13th, the inflation, that will be a big determiner of, I guess, the sentiment for the rest of November and maybe beyond that. But we might be getting pretty close to a pivot with the Fed in terms of, at least not just tapering off at that 4 basis points, 4% or 4.5%. Very big difference there. So we'll be watching out for that. Let's hope if Hex gets over 5.5 cents, that'd be bullish for the Hex price. And of course, the next above that would be getting over 7.5 cents, right? So not 7 cents, 7.5, and that would be pretty important too. So let's see if we can do it. At the moment, of course, sold into this. Let's have a look at the whale bot and see what that's doing over the last 24 hours. We've had a few things happen here. We've got 10 million in stake here. That was a 66-day short stake. We then had 13 hours ago, we had people selling into the pump. Eventually, it was going to happen. 4 million Hex sold for 177,000. 5.5 million Hex sold. Staked. Where's that one there? Let me have a look in this one and see what we've got any comments there. No. All right, so cool. And so forth. So that's kind of where we had some stake here come in. It was not too bad. We had in stake. We had 5 million sold 10 hours ago for 226,000. So these people selling into that pump. 10.3 million sold 8 hours ago. And that was sold into the pump as well. I'm not sure if there's any commentaries on that either. No, sold as whole bags. Here's a Nike. So there we are, a bit of insight. Then 7 hours ago, we had 3.8 million bought for 161,000. So we got some buying back in there. And of course, 7 hours ago, 9.8 million bought for 431,000 and so forth. So cool. What was this guy? Hans says this guy lost 1 million hex from his erratic trading, says Hans. So we've got some traders in there at the moment. And why not? Because the chart is green and of course attracted a lot of attention, right? Green charts what really drives the big amount of the momentum in the crypto. So that's kind of where we're at this moment. Yeah, let's hope we can get to 5.5 and see whether we can consolidate around here above 4 cents. That's probably pretty important, particularly over the 4 cent mark. So we'll be watching that next couple of days. Like I say, we do have headwinds next week. Headwinds next week, folks. That's pretty much self-evident. And imagine if they came out with a 50 basis point rise. That'd be really bullish. That'd be pretty exciting. All right, cool. We also have the midterms, I think, which is the 8th of November, right? The midterms, 8th of November. And, of course, that might give me a scenario that the Fed might only do 50 basis points and then do 50 basis points in December. Split that up, make it a bit softer. That'd be interesting. But I think the 8th of November is the midterms in the United States. And it looks looking like the polls are going our way at this stage. We might get rid of those nutters in the Congress. All right, so all right, cool. That is pretty much it on the Whalebot. Let's jump out of there. We've got Hedron, of course. Hedron at the moment is this is not gone. We just remember I broke up my price prediction into 2 parts, up to the Fed rate here, and then after that into November. So November can still play out, but at the moment this is not played out. And so forth. So this has actually gone weaker. It's now at the support line. So we broke our cup and handles. This one didn't quite form a very nice cup of handles. That broke down too. We have got the supportive pendant, as it were, with this nice uptrend, but it's being tested right now as we speak at 3,750. So very crucial, holds this line. And of course, we're getting closer to the Fed rate hike there. So we've got a very headwind position in here at the moment. So a bit rocky. That's all I can say. The market's, this is going to have to defy the market at the moment to move up higher. Then, of course, we would have, once we get up to here into November, that's a different story, right? That's a different story. We've got the interest rate behind us. We also got bullish news with the poly audit. That is expected by the 2nd of November. The poly audit that's gone to, remember yesterday, the poly Maximus audit went to the auditors. They were expected back on the 2nd of November. So that's pretty cool. The same day as the rate hike, probably coming afterwards. Then we have a potential for a nice bullish run this period here. So that's a period of 11 days in the lead up to the 8 Hex HSI auction bonanza. Now that's not inevitable though. So a lot of people have minted Hedron, and of course this really depends on people buying Hedron. We know that this is kind of like a buy and burn, right? But the buy may not happen. The burn will happen. The buy may not happen. So that's just the only caveat on this. This is probably more likely going to be bullish. But of course, that's the caveat is that we don't get a lot of people buying into the rally. And maybe people just use minted Hedron. And of course, once the Hedron is bid on these huge amount of T-shares, I mean, it's a massive amount, 0.64% of T-shares over this period of time is going to be up for grabs. That's huge value, right? So that would be, we will get the burn side of it. And the burn means that Hedron is more scarce, which gives you a propensity over time for the price to rally, right? So that's the other thing. But we have had, in the chart here, we have had lower highs on here, but we are still maintaining these lower lows, and we've got this nice pennant here. But we're at a pretty critical period, and we've got a bit of a rough period in front of us for the next 5-6 days. That's kind of where we are. Then maybe we get through that. Maybe the drops down a bit here, and then maybe it rises up there. I'm not sure if I got a brush here, so maybe it does. Something like that in there. So we might reasonably expect that. You guys know I hate drawing. My drawing's not my specialty there. So cool. Let me just see if I can rewind that. Can I rewind that? I want to rewind my drawing. It's not really. See, it does all this sort of stuff. I hate this stuff. I hate the drawing. That's why I never use it. You guys know I never use the drawing because my drawing is messed up. All right, so cool. Let's see if we can get back to normalcy there, and hopefully I can delete all this. Yeah, there we are. That's it. We can get rid of that stuff. All right, so it is comedy hour today. It is comedy hour, but that's just the way we go. We like to laugh on this channel. This is the way it goes. All right, so Brendan's going to have me on a Discord about my drawing. This is the way it goes. We might have a little dip and then rise before we have the rise. So basically that's pretty much where we're heading. All right, so cool. Let's jump out of there and let's go back into the Maximus updates. So we're talking about Hedron, and of course, Maximus updates are pretty important with that because they're launching Poly Maximus, which is a bullish thing for the Hedron and the HSI auction. So we're going to have a look at that. Let's jump through some of this. So here we are. 19 hours ago, Dipcatcher said the order is scheduled to get back to us on November the 2nd. So that's where I got the date for that in the chart. So that is pretty much it. Interesting here, this is not to do with the Hedron, but with the T-shares. Solo stake is 24,958, but Maxi differences in here. Although this is the 1 day stake, right? This is the 1 day number. So cool. 10,000, 7,000. So this is actually, this should be normalized, right? Should be normalized, not normalized. Let's take that into account, but it's interesting by itself. Now, this was by Golkey 4 hours ago, Poly mint page mock-up. And of course, this is what the mint's going to look like for Poly. So if you are going to take your Hedron, either you've minted it or you've bought it or you're going to buy it, then you can, this is what it will kind of look like in terms of minting. You put your Hedron in and you mint your Poly. That's it. You don't lose your ownership of your Hedron. Essentially, the Poly is like the ownership token. So that's just the way it goes. Put your Hedron in, get the Poly out, and your Poly represents the ownership. Pretty neat there. And of course, they've got a vote on HSI bid there as well, a bid budget. So you can put a percentage on that and review your pledge. So that's kind of a nice little sneak peek there from Golkey. We appreciate your business. We appreciate your service. That's pretty much it on that one. Let's jump back to what else we got here going on. We've got Koza. Koza was up beautifully and it's still up pretty nicely. $1.48 for a Koza, looking pretty good there, and so forth. So cool. Let's have a quick look at the ratios of the perpetuals while we're talking about it. We've got 1.017 for Hex to base. The trio, which is a 3-year perpetual. Let's see what the ratio is there. We've got 0.99. Really? Wow. Okay, cool. That probably makes a lot more sense to me. And what else there? We've got the lucky. So look at the lucky one here. 1.06. Okay, cool. Okay, that's a bit weird, but anyway. And we've got the Hex Desi one there. That is currently at is that switched? I'm not sure if that's switched yet. 1.03. 1.03 Hex to Desi there. Interesting times. All right, let's jump over to the rest of the free claims. We talked about Pulse Dogecoin. Obviously, that's doing pretty well at the moment with the minting. So we're going to get into that quickly. Pulse Dogecoin here, $7.66 is the price. Pulled back here despite the burn. And this is an interesting factor here. Despite the burn, down to $7.66. Obviously, the market's overall is a little bit more tepid, a little bit more off its high. We've still got a nice little uptrend here from the base. But that's definitely pulled off there on the old Pulse Dodge. So the plane is green. It really needs to be red, doesn't it? We'll put a red plane on there. And this is the timeline, right? So these are the ASIC token miner. There's the NFT. You only got 30 days to do that. It's already progressing well through that. And of course, the transform your PLSD to ASIC, that will be over. You won't be able to do that to get ASIC that way in 60 days. So still bodes well. We'll be watching this price chart very closely. We have not got a new all-time high yet. We got pretty close, but $9.53 was the all-time high way back here. Obviously, we've had massive burn. So let's have a quick look at how that's getting on the Pulse Bitcoin app and scroll down there. 2,618,356 Pulse Dodge has been burned, 42.961%. So it's definitely slowed down, but that's still an impressive result so far with a long time to go. There's still 53 days to go out of 60 days. So it's a long time to go. We'll see whether we get into that 3 million, which would be 50% or higher, up to 4 million burn. And of course, we had Pepe here on their channel the other day. He's been on a few channels, of course, and giving us some good perspective from his point of view as a Pulse Dodge whale, which is probably now a ASIC Pulse Bitcoin whale now. So that's pretty cool. We also had for every Pulse Dodge coin you put in, you get 5 ASIC tokens, which you need for mining the Pulse Bitcoin. And we got 12,839,000 ASIC tokens. Now this is deflationary as well. So that's pretty cool. Let's jump over to the mining page and have a look at how much people are getting. So obviously before the first halvening, people are getting 7.5% up to 10.5 million Pulse Bitcoin. Obviously, this is mirroring the Bitcoin itself. So there'll only ever be 21 million Pulse Bitcoin. And of course, that does have halvenings like Bitcoin does. It's basically a fun software copy of the Bitcoin. You don't actually need a real ASIC miner. You can just get ASIC tokens, which is the whole thing. ASIC tokens also has a deflationary aspect with a 0.25% fee burn as well. So we're up to 4,770 miners. What's that, up about 200 since yesterday? Maybe 150 since yesterday. So it's definitely climbed. We've got the halvening. We're at 9% of the amount. So 947,982 Pulse Bitcoin have been mined so far. Obviously, people can't get that until their miner matures after 30 days, right? And of course, we're currently, the first target for the first halvening is 10.5 million. And then, of course, this reward, 7.5% will go down, get halved, 3.25, something like that. So that's pretty cool, and so forth. So yeah, if you've got your mining, you'll be earning your Pulse Bitcoin. It's going to be pretty fun to see that. And of course, you'll also have your your meme coin, the Pulse Dodge coin. But the other news coming out from the team is that we also have this ASIC token miner. So that's the thing here. The third part, the ASIC token miner is running for 30 days. Remember, where's the chart gone? 30 days. This one here, 30 days. And of course, we've got 1,528 ATM NFTs so far, and with 960,000 points. What's that? $960,000. I think it's $1 per point. So that's pretty much it at the moment. So $960,000 gone in there, and people have used various tokens: USDC, USD Tether, DAI, Wrapped ETH, Hex, and Hedron are your available options. And of course, this is pretty cool. Now, what's the benefit of that? People asked. Obviously, a lot of people talk about just transforming PLSD and getting your ASIC to mine. But of course, here we've got a little drop here 22 hours ago. Wouldn't it be really cool if ASIC token, the ASIC token, which you can actually buy on the market now, could be used to mine both Pulse Bitcoin and Pulse Litecoin. So Pulse Litecoin coming up there, and of course mine both with the same miner, just like the old days of mining Litecoin and Bitcoin with a CPU. There is the mirroring, of course, the historical behavior there. And so that's another big upside here as well. So pretty dynamic ecosystem. Looking forward to that. And I imagine there's probably a few other surprises around the corner as well. But that's looking pretty good. So I think a lot of people will be pretty happy about getting an ASIC token, and to get more ASICs, of course, so you can do the ASIC token miner empty, go through the different halvings, and of course you get less over time, but maybe it becomes more valuable, particularly if there's Pulse Bitcoin. But of course, a lot of people are just using the PLSD, getting the ASIC token and mining straight away, and getting some of that sweet Pulse Bitcoin. And of course, there we are at 947,000 so far. It's going to be fun to see what the price is like. I think if I remember rightly, Pippi was talking about $20. And there's probably different price assessments out there. We'll see what the market decides when it comes out. And they're just going to be pretty bullish straight off the gate there. And you can see we're currently in day 7 on the Pulse Bitcoin miner. I like it. It's a lot of fun, and we like to have fun in crypto. So I think this is pretty cool, mirroring Bitcoin. Hey, well, that's pretty funny. And also, it's seems to be pretty functional so far. We'll see. The market will decide. So that's pretty cool on the news there. I'm not sure if there's anything else there from the update there. They onboarded some big SHIB holder. So that was cool. That's nice. That's what you want to see, right? Onboarding people into Pulse Chain, whether it's directly into projects or directly into projects that are coming on Pulse Chain, the native Pulse Chain, or into Richard Hart projects. Either way, it's pretty good, right? So very nice. Pulse Chain is going to change the game forever. PulseX will moon, Pulse Dogecoin, and Pulse Bitcoin will onboard the world. Let's go. So that's pretty cool. We like that. Onboarding, anything to onboard to spread the word. That's we're pretty supportive of that. So nice work there. All right, so that's some of the updates there from Pulse Bitcoin. Let's jump over to we're back up to $7.73 here. Nice little green candle starting. Let's get out of here and look at the weight token. Someone said it was someone in our chat here said who was that? Someone in our Discord. Let me go to the new token chats. I think someone said who was it here? The James Bond says weight token get rugged was down at 85%. Yikes. So it was from James Bond there. Let's have a look at that. So yeah, look at this. Woohoo! Weight token was just sort of humming along at 0.5%. Then it started weakening off here at about was it 0.45% there. And then look at this today. Bam. Sold down and down to now a quarter of a penny, folks. Woo! So that definitely got sold down. So yep, that's most people are just waiting though as well before they mint their weight token. Remember, if you there are 8 different sacrifices that qualify you for their weight token, and of course you can find all that details inside our Discord. If you go to our airdrops here under Pulse Chain projects for airdrop free claims, you can see the weight token airdrop at the top here with all the dApps and also see whether you qualify. So just remember that you can check that all out in our airdrop free claims. Isn't that cool? All right, so that's kind of cool on that one. Let's jump over to the Zen. Now, apparently Zen is launching on Phantom, I think. Phantom, so another chain. This is a multi-chain strategy. And, of course, hyperinflation at the beginning and then slowly decrease with the logarithmic function over time. It takes something like 8 years for that to play out. Yeah, we may see some action on this later in the future. At the moment, we've got a bit of a green candle, but there's more and more inflation coming out. So this is really a longer play. It's a possible play, not a probable play as well. But we'll see how it gets on with that multi-chain strategy. Now, the other thing, of course, they also came out with those torrents as well, kind of an NFT play, making it tradable. So that's an interesting play as well. You can find all those details in our new token chat links there. That's in here. So if you want to go to new token projects, you will find all those links here. And that's the new torrent there, the Zen torrents. And of course, this is where it is, the website here. So you can mint those now too. I'm not really going through all of that stuff at the moment because we've done pretty decent coverage of it at the stage. And it's a possible play, not a probable play. So we're focused on probable plays at the moment. All right, so cool. At the moment, of course, BNB pot. Let's talk about that. That was offline yesterday. And we had a big update for Pulse BNB pot there. Now, this is our speculative play, of course. Most of our stuff is more conservative in terms of investment, rich art projects, and lots of stuff. But we do like to have a little bit of a speculative play. But the speculative play has to be something that's really exciting, really good, really innovative. And that's what BNB pot is. So we'll talk about that. At the moment, it's currently at $11.95. And, of course, they went for maintenance yesterday. There was an issue. And I think the team very professionally talked about some of the issues. So we're going to go quickly through that. Let me just get up the top here. Thanks to PSI for posting this one in our Discord. This is from Telegram. Everyone knows I'm not on Telegram anymore, so I don't have access to this. Post from Jacob regarding the reason for the maintenance. And, of course, what happened today, we experienced an exploit of our pricing mechanism. Luckily, we were able to act quickly and contain the exploit to only 3 pots in total. During this time, the attacker was able to win roughly 10 BNB worth of tokens from other players. All players who participated in these 3 compromised pot rounds will receive their funds back. We deeply apologize for this and we take full responsibility. About the attack, the attacker used a specialized dodo, a flash loan attack to raise the price of certain tokens in a very short period of time. And if you're not sure what a flash loan is, flash loan people basically borrow funds just for an instant, so very fast. And of course, I don't know whether it's a fraction of a second or how fast, but it's pretty fast. And of course, they pump something and then it adds more value to it. That's pretty much how that plays out. So raise the price of certain tokens in a very short period of time. The attacker entered into the pot with these tokens at the exact moment where the price was raised. So the attacker entered into the pot with these tokens at the exact moment where the price was raised. This exploit was partially possible because PancakeSwap returns the wrong BNB LP or liquidity provider factory address on certain pairs, and also partially because our fallback pricing method was flawed. So what will happen now? We have now upgraded our pricing mechanism to prevent this sort of exploit. This will provide. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's that page. I got some music playing. I have no idea where it's coming from. That's crazy. I don't know where that music's coming. I've got to work out where that music's coming from. We have now upgraded our pricing mechanisms to prevent this sort of exploit. This will require us to redeploy the game contract. So that was a very big deal. So they're going to redeploy the game contract there. You got to remember, this is more complicated than most dApps, right? This is the world's revolutionary first peer-to-peer crypto casino, and it has a lot of mechanisms to make it work. And so it's more complicated than your average contract there by a long shot. Everything will be the same as before, same pot round number and same statistics, same participation phase earnings. Currently, the contract contains 1,300 BNB from accumulated fees. We have to perform an airdrop to empty the contract before we deploy to the contract. So that's been done. This means that the airdrop function will be called 5 days earlier than expected. So if you are staking BNB pot, which is the main focus of this channel talking about this project, then you will have got paid out already, your earnings. You wouldn't have to wait a couple more days. So that's pretty cool. So congratulations to you. And of course, this is a business. The business plays around. You get paid by staking. That's the beautiful thing. So pretty nice. This means that the airdrop function will be called, so people would have got the airdrop. So congratulations. The new contract deployment comes with 2 changes as well. First, we have changed how the contract address fees to prioritize taking fees from all tokens that are not BNBP. This way, the contract will make significantly more buy orders on the market pair. Secondly, we have changed how the lottery works. Everyone can now call the lottery at any time they want. If nobody calls the function within 7 days, our automated system will. This means it's entirely up to the community when the lottery is executed. So if you're staking BNB pot, you are in the lottery. Yeah, every BNBP that you got in staked is part of the lottery, and now it can be called publicly as well as automatically after 7 days. So it's pretty cool. We expect to resume full operation within the next 5 hours, which they have. Thank you, everybody, for understanding these times. We're getting attacked on every single level possible. When you have something like this, of course, it is. This is the attack vector. We hear Richard talking about this all the time, and of course, Pulsechain has taken longer to happen. So they are covering the attack vectors. So when you got something as clever as this, no doubt people are trying to attack it as well. And we are doing our absolute best to navigate these difficult times. And I found a Jacob there with a big heart. So nice one there from Jacob. That was pretty much the update there. And as you can see, the game's back up and running. Everything's back to normal. And of course, they've managed to cover that exploit there. And they got caught it early, which is pretty nice as well. Now, we've got the airdrop number here at 13.5. We've got lottery at 0.9 at the moment. And of course, the burn at 3.6. And of course, this is burning. In fact, it's making a big deal, actually. I'm not sure if we've got on this chart there. We've got the price at $11.88. Let me just pull this up on a different tab because I want to show you the burning, which is pretty cool. Now, it's going to play out over time. Now, we do have some awesome things coming. We also have some challenges coming, and that means that the first 3 to 6 months of the project's likely to have price volatility, which brings opportunity, and, of course, also reduces value, depending on the timing. So just remember that. This is a speculative play, but it is a world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino. So it's a big deal from that point of view, and a big opportunity for staking BNBP and getting a business paying revenue to you rather than an inflationary token, which I really like that aspect. So let's move to the right here. Let's have a quick look at the BNB contract and have a look at the results here. Look at this. So obviously BNBP starts at 1 million tokens. It's already down to 996,687. Now this is going to just tick over day after day after day. Tick, 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 tick. There's a 20% burn of the profits every day. Bum, 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 bum. It's going to tick over. And, of course, this is going to get scarcer over time. It's going to be pretty cool. There's 2,319 addresses at the moment. And, of course, going pretty well. So that's pretty much on the BNBP. We didn't cover it yesterday because obviously it was down. Back up now. And, of course, you can stake as well. So your staking percentage at the moment is gone up. So it's now at 23.02%. So it's pretty cool. I've got some music going here somewhere. I have no idea where it's coming from. But it's playing. Where's that music coming from? It's crazy. I wish it would stop. Where's this music coming from, man? I got some music in here. It's crazy. I've got something on that's making this music play. It's crazy stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but this is the way it goes. All right, so 73% is staked at the moment. So even with the price volatility, we've been seeing more increased staking, which is a good sign as well. All right, so cool. That is pretty much that. Let's jump out. Probably in about maybe 3 weeks or something, we might get that roulette wheel play. This is the next big game. And, of course, as more games are added, the revenue potential gets bigger. So that means if you're staking BNB, there's a bigger revenue pool for you to get profits from. And that's what we like. And, of course, excited about that. This is a longer-term play for staking. You just keep sitting there, and the just ticks over all the time. For example, this jackpot at the moment is ticking over every 3 minutes. There's profits every 3 minutes, man. Every 3 minutes. Okay, every 3 minutes profits. I got to say that more and more. So it's pretty cool. Look at this. Someone just now we're focused on staking on this platform, right? So if you're going to play it, it's up to you. We're not talking about that at all. But of course, here it is. A $1,659 with 12.3% chance of winning. Just goes to show you luck of the Irish there. Luck of the Irish. All right, so that's a bit of an update on BNB pot there. The burning is going pretty well as well. People have got paid their first dividends from staking their BNBP, which is pretty nice. And of course, it's designed to pay out every month with 70% of the profits, plus a lottery in there too. If you're lucky to win the lottery, let us know in the chat or Discord if you end up winning one of those weekly lotteries. That'll be pretty cool. All right, cool. That is pretty much it on the market. Let us jump away to the rest. I think we've covered all the charts there. We're up to an hour 50 minutes already, so that's not too bad. We got Hex at 4.273 cents. We got Hedron at 3,750, so 3,750, and of course we got the Hex daily stats coming out pretty soon. So day 1,060, we're waiting for that to come out soon. So that's gonna be cool. as well. So let's jump into some of the comments in the chat and catch up there. But I might as well leave it on the Hex chart. We're waiting for the Hex daily stats to come out. And we'll just leave it on the Hex chart there. And that is where we are at the moment. All right, cool. Let's jump all the way back here. I'm sure I'm a bit further back as well. We might play, let's play it one more time. Shall we play it one more time? There we go. One more time.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
All right, cool. Hey, we've got a couple comments in there. Now, there is a user by the name of Carter. I have blocked that user. That user is a bad troll, and so we will not, if you're a moderator out there, if we see another Carter or any form like that come in, get rid of that user. That is a pretty bad person. So cool. Let's jump over to some other comments here. I've just banned them from the chat, the channel. So just let you know that. Empty Corner in house there. Little Bubble has had Hex bags for quite some time now, says Empty Corner. What else there? We've got a couple other stuff here. Hello, Familia. Got here late, says Christian. Hey, Christian, good to see you. Astri as well. Woohoo! Good to see you, Astri. And Christian is, what's else there? Sometimes, Christian says, sometimes I think I'd be thinking the market is rigged. Well, it is to some degree. So it's just the way it goes. You have to navigate that. Pulse77 says, let's go Kiwi Super King. Finally got you live again. You've been too busy at work to be able to link in, but hopefully you're going well, mate. You're going very well. Thanks there, Pulse77. What else there? We've got a couple other comments. Dave Dunner says, excited to get the next test announcement. Yeah, well, you can see in the chart here, I've got Pulsechain V3 for November. Man, wouldn't that be bullish? Bullish for Hex, man. That's those big events like that. I think that might be something that people will get pretty bullish about, having the actual ETH proof of stake testing it up. That'd be pretty neat, and indicated that will probably be shorter on the shorter side. I think that's pretty bullish. Richard says, do you think there's a possibility we could hit a bull run in 24? Definitely possible there, Richard. If we get through 23 with that, although I think that Hex might do its own thing in 23, despite the recession, but the likely recession, or I'd say very likely recession. So I think that's definitely the case there. And if we pivot at the end of this year, I think that Hex might shine pretty brightly in 23. I see no problem with that. All right, cool. Pulse, mate, you forget to ask in your survey, do you think this Prada crap is just stupid? Says Pulse77. Yeah, that wouldn't be funny, though, would it? Pulse, that 77. That wouldn't be funny asking that. How are we doing tonight? Says Funkmaster. Good to see you, Funkmaster. And Rich says, what are your thoughts on price predictions for Hex 2024 to 2028? 24. No, I'm bullish on Hex in 23, man. Despite, I think even with the recession, I think that the money interest rates ease off. We get inflation coming back down to a sub 6%, which I think is reasonable. Then we could have a good time in Hex. So not waiting for 2024 there. Pulse Bezos says, hey everybody, Hexagon baby, good to see you, Pulse Bezos. What else have we got to come in here? Jump Hex, Ted Nelson house. Hey everybody, good to see Ted Nelson. Woohoo! Brian's in house as well. Always good to see Brian, one of our 2 community leads as well. Morning Super says Pulse Beta. Christian Collins says, I'm waiting for internet money sack since I missed the sack for Pulsechain. Thought internet money I can get Pulse, yeah, baby, yeah. Yeah, the only thing is that the thing about for that is they have to get market share. And like I say, I think they're going to be up against the Hearts wallet one Pulsechain, but on the multi-chain, that might be a good play. Definitely food for thought there. J-Man in house, good to see J-Man. Let's buy 1 billion Hedron in case we hit jackpot. If it pumps to 1 cent, I'm going to say, yeah, nice one. I'm not sure all those acronyms are, so I'm just going to jump through some of those. Brothers and sisters, remember to mint your mintable Hedron, says Christian. I'm glad they got swept, just saying, says Sandy Beach. Brazozzi says, Hex Token, not sure if you talked about it, but BNBP did their monthly airdrop. My calculations say I'm earning about 1% of my principal at these gambling volumes, says Braz. Yeah. So obviously as more products come on, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. 1% a month, yeah. Which is pretty good for just one product out of the market at the moment. Let's jump through some of this. Let's go on here. Sandy Beach just says, I'm waiting for the weight token. Yep, definitely waiting for that. Katie says, BNBP has music on their website. That's where the music's coming from. I was wondering where the music's coming from, eh? I kept on hearing the music. I was like, where's that music coming from, man? I couldn't see it on the browser either. That's crazy. Thanks, Katie. You've lightened my day there. I think the PLSB ecosystem expansion is super fun. I love it. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think it's fun. We've got to have a bit of fun, right? Yeah, a bit of fun. PSI says, I think PLSD will pump up to all time. ATMs are no longer an option. Yeah, that's probably true too. So you got less capital going in there. Did everyone claim the Texan token? Yes, the Texan token, you can claim that now at the moment. Of course, you can find all the details in the free airdrop free claims. You can go to Texan token at the bottom and you can check whether you're eligible here. If you need any further help, you can get in there. KD's in the house. He's one of our community moderators, and he's running the subgroup here for Texan token, which is doing mass adoption for Pulsechain as well. So you can get in there. And if you've done Pulsechain, Pulse Sacrifice, or you got a Hex stake at 4th of July, you'll be able to qualify for that, which is pretty nice. So check that out. What else we got here? We've got Val in the house. Good to see Val. Lies beneath. What else there? Francis in the house as well. Good to see Francis. Lots of love from Francis. BNBP jackpot has music, says KD. Yep. The music is coming from BNB pot. It plays the last 10 seconds of each pot. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Now you guys have actually, thanks for letting me know, man, because I did not know. I kept on wondering where this music coming from. Like, what the fudge? Where's music coming from? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I had said someone said BP added music to the site. Yeah, they definitely have added music, that's for sure. I guess it's a kind of nice play, but it's just like, man, it freaked me out. I was like, where's this music coming from, man? It's like, whenever the music plays, it's a BNB pot tab that shows it's playing something. Not sure what the page is playing, but the BNB pot tab for sure. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Hit the likes. Definitely smash the likes, everybody. I'm waiting for the Zen game. I got some liquid to play with, it says Christian. Yeah. Hey, notice that Trayvon's gone into Zen really big, which is really interesting because Trayvon, I don't know whether he's just covering because it's trendy or what, but yeah, he's gone into it. His coverage is pretty big on it. I didn't even see the Carter's comments. His Briz. Yeah. We got timed him out earlier. I've got rid of him. He's a bad actor. So I don't want to talk about it on air, but some other people know what I'm talking about there. They're in the chat. I'm going to get RH on a contract with Sunny Records or Young Monkey, says Christian. Do we have one more dip? Now, one more dip's definitely possible in November. It's primitive, so that's definitely possible. That's why I said if we can get over 5.5 cents on Hex, that would give us that cushion, right? If we do hit the 14K and so forth. So that's pretty important. Let me just jump over. Let's see if we've got any updates from the trader. I really like this trader, Capo. Let's see if I've got any. I'm not sure if I've got actually. I think I'm following him. So let's have a look here. Capo. I'm not sure what he said lately, but Capo has got. I like his commentary. I think it's kind of a very rational, very good rationale. BTC analysis here. So we've got that 13 hours ago. Let's have a look here. Scroll back here. So BTC plan 16 hours ago. So this is the idea that we hit 20. We hit 21. He's obviously adjusted as he gets more information, but expecting to come down by November and of course go down further. So he's actually changed this a little bit. So let me have a look here. Yeah, crap coins pumping. So that's pretty much his expectation there. This move looks preliminary. Supply still expecting LTF distribution to be formed around 20,500, 21,200. That was 10 hours ago. BTC detailed analysis. and consolidation above 21,500. Bearish confirmation is 2,500, which is kind of where we are at the moment on the old Bitcoin. We're at 2,300, so it looks like it's had that confirmation. Coming back down to 19,200, then testing back up here around 20,500, and then down. Main scenario here, so down by the 14th of November. And this is a couple of days after the inflation number comes out, and that's down to 1375, back up to 15,000, sorry, for Bitcoin, back down to 1,400, and then back up. This is the bottom. He's expecting the bottom around here in the pullback in the bear market there. So it's kind of the play out there for Capo. Some crap coins are about to give us good exit pumps. When I say good, I mean epics is Capo. I think it's pretty funny. The SPX there talks about that. We'll jump through all that. Dodge is the crap coin king, and it's leading. Wait for the rest to follow. Says Capo. Pretty funny. Bounces incoming. Nice. This 3 hours ago. Bounces incoming. So expecting a nice little bounce there for crap coins. Like I said this before, preliminary supply. In my opinion, more longs have to be trapped between 20,500 and 21,200. Price should go up slightly until low 21s. Okay. While crap coins have their latest scam pumps, then the real coins come. So that's kind of his position on stuff. ETH there as well. He's looking at ETH pulling back, getting 1,600, getting back down into the 700-800 range before pumping back up. So his mid-November is kind of his call from the bottom of the market there. So let's see how we get on there. That's kind of a reasonable assessment. So that we do get that bottom in November, which a lot of us have been thinking about for a while. It's going to happen pretty fast, right? I think that drawing, the outlays that Capo did, kind of shows you where that might be. Now, nothing's inevitable, of course, but that's kind of where he feels it's going to be at this stage. What else there? This might be the last dip before Black Friday pumps the markets. Wookie got to see lots of Carter. Yeah, unfortunately, Wookie, you did got to see lots of Carter. But honestly, forgot about that pump too, says Primitive. Yeah. The music on BNBP was just added, and a mute button is coming. Well, it says, yeah. The music on that one. Right-click the BNB pot tab and mute the tab. Okay, cool. I'll do that. Love the stream, says Matthew. Hey, Matthew, appreciate that. Big shout out to you. Any resources on account claiming Tex and Token from Staker app? Yes, apparently there is. So you can get into our Discord, get into Tex and Token there. They'll help you with that, Michael. There is something on that. We had that question asked a couple of days ago. One got asked. KD will help you with that in our Discord. Trayvon has gone full-blown anti-RH and pro-Levin. Not all of us. WAGM. I thought he was learning his lesson with crap coins after BitConnect. I guess not. Yeah, I just thought maybe he was. Maybe he's just been waiting for Pulsechain and he's just got a bit frustrated. But yeah, it does seem to be the case there, Briz. It does seem to be the case. He'll flip back pretty quickly. If we get a Pulsechain testing it out, he'll be flipping back pretty quickly, I'm sure. DB Cooper says Hex. Absolutely, Hex is the way. And go to the Tex and Token website and do it, says Briz. Do it. Yes. Sandy Beach is in the house there with the parachute. I love that. Nice. We love it. Yeah, if you want to find out about the currently free claims and airdrops, we do have that in the airdrop free claims on the Pulsechain Remember, we've got two main chat areas. We've got the Richard Hart chats, and we've got the Pulsechain chats here as well. Now, don't if you do make comments in the wrong chat, I do move them to just let you know, just to keep them separated. And of course, airdrop free claims are in here. We've got a couple of ones, the white token on at the moment, Poor Pleb coming up, Kira airdrop there as well for Pulsechain sacrifices, and then Tex and Token there as well. They all have different qualifying criteria and of course different timing stuff like that. So just take them into account. So cool. That is pretty much it. How are we doing? We're up to 904 members, getting up to 950 members in our Discord. So if you want to join, you like good information, good community, then get in there, folks. That's the way we like it. And our latest members, we had Rock Evil come in, Tiro Hunger Tira come in as well. So big welcome to them. Who else? Quite a few people yesterday on August Low. Definitely not Ted. Lady Lisa, Prince 100, and of course that was our 900 person coming in. We had Red Bull, Oscar there, and also Lesser Cleric as well. Got some interesting names out there. People are pretty creative with their names, that's for sure. All right, cool. How are we doing for time? An hour and 5 minutes. Not bad at all. Not bad. We're at the Hex price at the moment here on a new daily candle at 4.2 cents. Let's get into the Hex daily stats. Day 1060, hot off the press. Let's do it for 27th of October 2022. We got the price down 9.7% after 5 epic days of increases. We got our first retrace there. That's typical, right? We get that, obviously. And at 4.261 cents. We've got the payout per T-share at 6.191. The Hex T-share price there at $1,064. The T-share rate actually jumped today, 12. Excuse me, I don't might sneeze there, but we're at 24,958. And the average state length, 6.66 years. The APY yield is includes inflation and emergency in-state penalties is 37.64% paid in Hex. Obviously, the Hex price in US dollar terms moves around. We got our liquidity pool. We got down to 116 million Hex in the pool. We're back up to almost 200 million today. We had 14.25 million USD in the yesterday, and of course we got 12.5 million today in the liquidity pool. Remember, Hex moves around based on people buying and selling in these pools, but also people, the liquidity providers adding or removing liquidity. That's kind of how that moves there. So we've got liquidity down to 1357. We've got the T-shares up 5,631. There's currently 10,452,000 T-shares. Remember, Hex is easy to understand. We have a reward pool with inflation and penalties in it, and we have an ownership pool with T-shares or trillions of shares in it. And of course, if there's a movement in the reward pool or the ownership pool, then your Hex payout per T-share changes. That's it. That's Hex in a nutshell. So if you want to learn how to buy and stake Hex, you want to do some investment due diligence, we've got the hex.com website in the video description. Of course, you can join our Discord as well. That link is there if you want to have any more questions as well. So welcome to the party. At the moment, of course, if you buy Hex, you're going to get a copy on Pulsechain as well. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 deal when Pulsechain launches. So it's kind of cool. Let's jump through some of this. Stake percentage of coins, 9.75% of all Hex is staked at the moment. And of course, the penalty is 1.1 million in penalties. It's a good day in the office for those who are staking their T-shares. Hex is all about getting T-shares and getting staked and earning that sweet yield. And then, of course, riding through the different price cycles and, of course, making mad gains. That's pretty much it. But, of course, there's an awesome community. And, of course, many of them are here for 15 years because that's how long you can stake for, 15.2 years as the maximum period. Change in total stakers, let's say the wallets here, down 21. We had a couple of days, really good days of growth with the price chart. See how the influence of the price chart increases the wallet holders. That's really the price is king. And, of course, just down 21 today. With stakers up 76 today. We've had a couple of good days in the office there, up to 111,200 stakers at the moment. This is kind of the key headline number for me. And the total holders up 242, up to 504,747 on the holders number. And, of course, we've now just started day 1,061. And we're heading towards 1,095, the 2nd of December, 2022. That is Hex's 3rd year birthday. And, of course, once we move into that, we'll be in year 4 for Hex, which is pretty awesome, running into our 4th year. Pretty beautiful, eh? And that's pretty crazy. So 1,061 days heading up. We're not too far away. Was it 34 days? Almost a month away from the Hex 3rd birthday. Pretty exciting. And not only after that, we're going to probably have, hopefully, we'll have the highest stakes coming out then too. That'd be pretty awesome as well. All right, cool. Let me jump over here. We're up to an hour and 8 minutes. We've got the Hex price at 4.27 cents. We've got a little bit of a green candle forming just at the support line. And, of course, that is at 3,840. Pretty critical point here for Hedron at the moment. Otherwise, we might get that. I'm not going to do the drawing. I wish I could draw, man. I wish I could. But every time I got to do it, it does something weird. But let's say it doesn't like that. You might see something in that general direction. We'll see. Nothing's inevitable. But this is a bit like a buy and burn. But I'm not sure that we just can't be 100% confident about the buy. We know the burn's going to happen. We just don't know how the confidence about the buy. Just take that into account. All right, cool. Let me get rid of my terrible drawing. Oh, man, it's bad. That's bad. All right, cool. Let's jump away. Hey, a little bit of humor always helps, even if it's at one's own expense. So that's kind of where we're at the stage. Let's jump over to the markets at the moment. 20,378 on BTC, 1,525 on ETH, 288 on BNB. Dogecoin still holding up there, up 4% at 7.5 cents on the old Dogecoin. Actually, let's jump on the Dogecoin, and see how that rallied. Yeah, rallied pretty hard there, 6 cents all the way to, how high did it get? 8.3 cents, and that's a pretty nice move. And it's down to 7.5 at the moment, all on Elon Musk buying Twitter. Of course, people talking about potential a Dodge wallet, right? Dodge wallet on Twitter. Definitely, I'm sure that Elon's going to bring a bigger crypto play into the Twitter sphere there. So cool. I'm just hoping that he makes it a freedom platform and fires 75% of those left-wing activists. That'd be really cool. Because we want a level playing field where the best ideas win, right? The best ideas win. not you rig the game and you impose your will and your worldview on everybody else. So hopefully we'll get that. All right, cool. Let us jump away. We got a couple more comments. Andrew says, just do it. Yeah, just do it. Hi, everybody, says DB. Good to see you, DB, as always. One day closer, sir. One day closer. Matthew says, I am joining the low hex as I have built my staking ladder out 15 years with 6. Nice one, Matthew. That's a really good point. Doing staking ladders while the hex price is down at these levels is a really great move. And, of course, you pull up a lot more T-shares, 6.4 T-shares at the moment. Nice one, Matthew, as well. So cool. All right, so we're up to an hour and 11 minutes. Hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream. We're pretty much kicking along here. We're watching the charts over the next day or two as we head into this, next week. Next week could be a bit rough. We'll see. And just with the inflation and, of course, the tech stocks getting hit today. Tomorrow, of course, is another day. Still one more day. It's Friday today, isn't it? So I guess there's 2 more days. It's Friday in Kiwi land. So what that makes it Thursday we just finished. So, yeah. We've still got one more day on the stock market to play up. We'll see how that holds up as well. You can watch the futures market if you want to see an idea of where the market might head. You can watch the futures market, which is open as well. All right, cool. Let's play out some fun video here. Let me pull this up here. Where to go? Be it here. Let's watch this one more time. And we're going to play out a few videos on the way out. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's live stream. And of course, stay classy. Stay classy. Was it stay classy Sacramento? Stay classy Baltimore? I don't know. Who knows? Stay classy here out there. That's all I can say. And don't forget to retweet Sandy's tweet there. That was pretty cool there with the old dip catcher interview. Nice one. All right. So take care, everybody. Bye for now. See ya.
I feel that the security considerations for Pulsechain's consensus strength are very, 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 very similar to Ethereum 2.0's. If that makes sense to you.
That makes sense.
We're forking Ethereum 2.0, not Ethereum 1.0. So you beat it out of me, you fucks. You wore me down, okay? So the logic was, do we have more faith in the BSC consensus, which we found flaws in, or rotating to several other options of not very well audited consensus, or the extremely well audited Ethereum 2.0 consensus? And my logic is that if you're going to make things right, doing them during a bear is a beautiful time to do it. And I think it will be quicker to use Ethereum 2.0's consensus than to properly audit and secure Corellia, which is a version of Click, which is what has a lot of problems. And so it was maximum secure and minimum time to market, because we didn't know, like, you didn't know whether the merge was going to work right. Could have not worked right. And you didn't know if they'd ever get to doing it because the delays were nearly endless.
Yep.
But after they did it, and after it worked right, it was the obvious choice. And so Pulsechain will have upgrades, but be primarily the same consensus mechanism that Ethereum 2.0 uses, but is now called Ethereum 1, right? Like, no one called it's not. Right. Ethereum 2 is now Ethereum 1 since the merge worked. So it's strong. It's safer, it's faster, and any upgrades that come in the future for Ethereum, such as sharding, we will get on our chain. And we wouldn't have got had we stayed with Ethereum 1, because the forks would have diverged. And so it's just better. So we're doing what's better, and it didn't take us any extra time to do it. So it's actually good news, but I got savaged so hard.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino rock stud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
You got to make me lie.